Hello, what's up, people? It's your boy Foke back again. Back again with another video. So today I will be talking about something which is intriguing. It is something which I don't know, I discovered. Maybe it is something which has already been there, but I know there's nothing new under the earth, under the sun. This is something which has been there. And when you come to think about it, knowledge has already been here for a while. And back then, it was encrypted and hidden away and occulted. Occulted means hiding information, knowledge. But during the emergence of the internet, we have all the information you can ever get. A lot of information. We are in the information age, and we are moving out of the information age as the emergence of AI evolution begins. So, what did I foresee? What did I come to discover? What did I realize about our reality, about our transcendental life, and the way that we perceive our own realities? Everything you know in your life, if you are born from the 1990s, or not even 1990s, 1960s, then most of the information and knowledge you have about the world comes from advertising, schools, your parents who are trained by the same schools, and propaganda, which is literally misinformation. So we have developed these prejudices over a long period of time, and we haven't realized that we made a mistake somewhere to correct it. Maybe it is because the social pressures that we have about life, and the pressure that society imposes on us. Maybe that is what is hindering us from discovering what is really happening. And I feel like most people are indoctrinated and domesticated to a certain point where they are unable to ask questions. They are unable to question why things are the way they are. And most people are so comfortable living in scripts and following these scripts. As for me, I feel like there's a problem somewhere. Maybe I'm too naive. Maybe I'm too... I don't really care. I don't really care how you tell me to be. But what I will utter today is that the world is so beautiful. If there's something in this world that is beautiful, it is the world. Why am I saying this? Let me explain something very simple. What is perception? What is perception? And I will explain later on why I'm introducing this topic. And I will give you a very good example that has been there, and that can be actually be plausible. You can question it. And I think this is kind of a scientific revolution. I don't know, but it is quite fascinating to think about it. So, what is perception? Let's just start from this point. What is perception? So, I won't explain that because I want you to go and do your research. Because if I literally tell you everything, you won't understand. That is not the point. The point is, nikufungulia mlango utembe and see what is there on the other side. So, and perception is so different from the truth. There's this concept known as solipsism. I think so. I'm not quite sure of the pronunciation, but I think it is solipsism. So solipsism, yeah, something like that. But I do understand the concept in context. So it is this mindset that you are the only person or the only mind that exists, and everything else is just an illusion, and everything and everyone is just there for your own pleasure. You are the only thing that exists and matters in this planet. So basically, what you mean to say is you are God. So most people, either willingly or unwillingly, live with this perception. And perception is just a lens through which you view your own reality. And perception doesn't mean that it is the truth. Yeah, subjectively, it is my truth. I'm looking at this phone and I'm seeing a phone, a camera, but I'm not seeing how I'm talking. And this is my perception, and it is true to me. And you are going to watch this video. As you are looking at it, you have your own perception. That is perception. It is not true objectively, but it is true subjectively. So everyone has their own perceptions. The way you will be looking at me, you will be looking at me and saying, "Oh, your hair looks shaggy. You don't you go to kinyozi and your eyes of itu, and don't you do this and this and this?" That is your own perception. It doesn't mean that what you said really affects me. I didn't agree with it. Do you know what is an agreement? What is saying yes? What is accepting something? I never gave you that satisfaction that I innately support and truly support your opinion. But that is not the point or I'm going to make today. The point is, if perception is not real, it is not the objective truth, then does it fucking matter if you are blind, if you are deaf, if you are, I don't know, you are unable to speak, maybe you are unable to see, you are short-sighted, long-sighted? Does it fucking matter? Because perception is shaped with your mindset. So, the realization is this. Something is unable. If something is truly itself, it is unable to understand itself and describe itself. Once that thing is able to describe itself, then that thing it is not itself. Look, I know most of you maybe don't understand this, but let me use this person as an example. I don't know if you are going to understand this, but it is very simple. What I just said. This pencil, it is a pencil, and this pencil cannot describe itself, cannot define itself. Why? It is a pencil. It is objectively a pencil. What about us as human beings? What separates us from subjectivity and objectivity? What makes us so special from dogs? What separates us from other animals? Consciousness. Yeah, but other animals have consciousness also. But we have a higher consciousness. What is the definition of consciousness? That is another assignment. Go and research that. But personally, I don't want to give my personal definitions, but I perceive as consciousness, it is the innate ability to recognize patterns of what is happening internally and externally. I might be having emotions. I have emotions right now. There's a certain way I feel. I have mental something going on, and I'm able to perceive what is going out here. My hands are moving and my pencil, I can feel the colors, the black and the red eaten. And I'm able to understand that is what I think consciousness means, according to me. I don't know the definition of consciousness. I actually never really Googled it. Let me Google it. Let me Google it. I was applying for a job. Maybe I'll Google it later on. Just let me continue the video. So basically, what I mean is that the moment you are able to describe yourself, then you are not what you say you are. The reason why I introduced the topic of consciousness into this discussion is because of our higher intelligence and our innate ability to recognize patterns. We are able to devise some very complex, let's say a language, because we use a language to describe or expand our consciousness. So we are able to come up with this complex language to describe what we are capable of, the level of consciousness we have, and once a thing starts to understand what it is, then it moves on from being that thing to another thing. It evolves. The moment you are able to describe your behavior right now, then you are not the person who did the behavior, who actually committed that maybe offense or something. And that I think this ties back to morals and how crime and punishment goes. This is something which it is very contradictory if you are someone who's philosophical and have really deep questions about life and reality and how things are structured in our world. And I feel like this is a feeling I have. We are too young, or maybe we are too. Am I too young? But I'll die soon enough. I think I've wasted a lot of maybe this. I don't really understand it, but I feel like the world is just like it is. You see, look, when you look at the stars, at night, I love looking at stars. When you look at the stars, then you see a star which is brighter, you look at it. And then you see another star which is brighter, then you look at it. Then you see another star which is brighter, then you look at it. But remember this, there is a billion, a trillion of stars which are more brighter in the vastness of the darkness of space. And we will never get to know that. Even if I wanted to know everything about this life, I will never get a glimpse of it. I don't have time. I'm just a speck. When you understand that how time really works and how the world and how reality is, how gravity and space-time bends time, then you realize you will never understand this. We have this biological limitation of age. We have 24 hours in a day, and we will never get to our minds are so expansive and explosive. Oh my fucking God. I will miss this place when I die. Nikidedi means I miss the place. Like Earth, I will never forget Earth. I will never forget Earth. Earth is beautiful. Beautiful. Everything is beautiful. I look today. I sun gazed. If you know what is sun gazing, they say that sun gazing is bad. Sun gazing is bad. Don't sun gaze, utaharibika macho. Retinopathy. Retinopathy is when light enters your eyes. Because you know the light which is coming from the sun, it is known as white light. But it is not the only light that light is just a wavelength. It's just one of them. on the electromagnetic spectrum. It is one of the, it is we see a less than 1% of the wavelength of light. So what I'm saying is that the white light, UV, and I think radio waves and radio waves are actually, because light is just electromagnetic wave, so radio waves are also waves, so they are also light, but they move in a different frequency and wavelength. So we are able to perceive them either through our eyes, either if the waves are strong enough to impact our skin, we can feel the vibration on our skin. If the wavelength is to a certain point, we are able to smell it or hear it or maybe see it. And those are the limitations of the senses we have to perceive the world and the reality around us. So that is our whole perspective. But it is not the innate truth, the reality, the base reality. So when I was looking there, and then I'm like, oh fucking god, you know, the first time you try to look at the sun, it is brighter. But once you let go, like the more you squeeze and try to focus on the sun, to try to see it and not let it affect you, the more it's going to affect you, because now you are concentrating, because as light enters into your eyes, because your eye is just as a lens, then the light converges at the I don't know, the macho hapo nyuma macho ni I don't really know. I'm not into biology sana. I'm into some kind of other fields. So basically, this is just a concept you have to understand about how it works. So the image will converse here, but it will be twisted. Imeangalia upside down. I don't know how to say that. Imeangalia upside down. So basically, what you do when you look at the sun directly, the rays and the radiation. By the way, kuna radiation. The UV, inaitwanga UV radiation. The UV radiation, it will burn the back of your eye. So itatengeneza kitu kama black spots, and you label the black spots. It's when you look at something and you see a black spot somewhere. When you try to look at it, then it changes to somewhere else, or maybe somewhere else. It is because when the nerves which take the information which has been rendered here into the brain, they are burnt, because the eye is so sensitive. Then they will not be taking that information, and that information is going to render it like a black spot on your face. That is called retinopathy. But it is something which will heal in like 1 to 6 months with the 80% chance of return, 80% chance of recovery to your full potential. So you will have, like, let's say 20% less accuracy of the world as you had it last year. So it is not important. We are going to die. Do you want to die without scars in your body? Or you want to die with scars and experience this life? Because you only die once, and you are not going to get another life like this. So basically, it is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You just go outside and look at it and see the world. And so the point I'm trying to make here is that it doesn't fucking matter. Hata kama utaona mbali ama utaona hapa karibu. Unaona? The world kwenye imefikia, the more you are able to see, the more you are able to get Mueller, you can get people to protect you. You don't have to look far. Sahi yuko in the mortal age where we wanted to hunt, maybe we were attacked by predators. We are not in that age. We are evolving to a new age. And once we start to define what we were, we have to move on to a new thing. So basically what you have to do is that enda huko nje, angalia jua na macho yako iharibike. Si kitu mbaya. It is an experience you have. Kuna mtu anatoka dunia na je angalia jua. Aje angalia moon. Hata je simama nje tu akasimama hivi, watu akampita akiangalia clouds. Why? Because society imetu domesticate. No. Umechizi. What the fuck? Hata kama umechizi, so what? You motherfuckers are going to die. And For the matter of fact, mko kwa system na mwelewi venye things work, the reality works. So why should I get concerned about you, what you think about me? I'm not kugombanisha. I'm just telling you that you have to let go. Mamako, she's not a god. Your dad is not a god. She's another human being like you. Na utazama mtoto kama yeye, na utamlea, na utakaa hapa ndani kwa. Haitamaanisha utakaa na nikuulize what is the difference wakati uko sahihi na ukiwa kidogo. See, that is the same you. Ni venye umepata experience zingine na upata new perspective of life. So basically, it doesn't fucking matter. Kila mtu ako na age yake. Sitaanza sahi kama sahi sianza kueleza mtoto about what I'm able to see, because they will never be able to understand that. Even if they will understand that, maybe it is not in the same context kama wataelewa the same concept na jaribu kueleza in the same context. So once this pencil imeanza kujidescribe, then this pencil it move from being a pencil to something else. It has to evolve. And once a human being ameanza kujidescribe, that means that is not the human being, and it is not living the authentic life that it was meant to live. And let's say when you look at the image on your mirror, ukijiangalia kwa kioo, kama unajionanga uko mrembo na unazaona kila side ya uso wako, then you are not perceiving reality as it is, but you are perceiving your own perception. So you are not seeing, kama uko na kitu imeangalia kombo hivi kama mimi. When you look at the mirror, you see yourself having a straight face. And kama utajiangalia ukiwa kombo, that means that someone else told you that you have this and this and this, because you don't have the ability to see the other person's true term or subjectivity. You only see yours, and you see yourself as a person, as an entity. You see yourself as a perfect thing. But since we are intelligent, we are able to perceive other people's subjectivity, not that inherent truth, but a small percentage of it, which they are able to impact through influence. And this influence, we make it studied in psychology. If you understand what is psychology, then you will understand that people are being manipulated either by government, either by secret societies, either by society. Everyone is manipulating someone. Advertisement is just manipulation. And what is manipulation? It is just messing up with the human psychology. So that percentage that the other person will able to influence in you will affect your own perception, but it will not affect the reality. The reality is that umekuwa hivyo kutoka kitambo na ita change, but your perception it is what is going to change your own reality. So this nigga telling you that uko hivi na hivi amesha affect your own perception. If you get to agree, kuna kitu niwaambia ni to agreement, saying yes, accepting. Understand, kuna kitu inaitwa solipsism, na nielezea concept. Other people think that they are superior than you, and they don't understand the complex definition of the term somber. That concept, most people don't understand it. That everyone has their own complex life. Neighbor yangu sasa yako na complex life yake, maisha yake. Anaona maisha yake niko perfect. Mama maybe mimi naona maisha yangu niko perfect, ama this is the right thing I'm doing. But is it that objective truth? It's something to ponder upon. Si kitu mbaya. So, once umeangalia kwa kioo ukajiona, ukaanza kujiangalia ukaona uko na kidonda pale fulani, know that you are perceiving yourself's perspective, but not the truth, the reality. The moment utawahi angalia kioo na hautaona picha yako, ama utaona maybe uko squashed ama uko monster, sisi ni macho zako zimeangalia kando. You have to understand that. Hata ule msimulia macho zake zimeangalia kando hivi, anaona ako na perspective yake, na atasoma ile maandishi ione. Hata kama hataiona vizuri, ataiangalia na ataiona according to their perception. Do you get it? But once you get out of that ego in your message of the higher consciousness, because I'm able to see myself poor through my own perspective, then uta remain in the lower consciousness. I'm explaining a concept which is very crucial. Now maybe utaipata. And if you really understand this, then then we should have a discussion. We should have a discussion. I want you to share your own perspective, and I share my own perspective. Maybe we can come up with an objective truth. Maybe we can formulate an hypothesis. Then maybe we can try and test out some theories out of those hypotheses. So basically, it is quite simple as that. So what I'm trying to mean is that the reality is so complex, and we don't know anything. We literally don't know anything, and most people don't know anything. Chenye tuko nayo ni this superiority ama inferiority complex. Ile hatuna chenye tunajua sisi, lakini tuko na maneno ya watu. Kama maybe tuliambiwa we are good enough juu ya shule zao, unajua we are good enough, ama uliambiwa na mtu mwingine you are smart, sasa unakaa unatembea na hiyo kitu, ama ulisikia mtu mwingine akisema kitu fulani na unatembea nayo. But we are able, tumefika in a moment in society where no one is able to come up with their own thing. Hakuna mtu mwenye ana come up with their own thing. Either ni chenye alisikia social media through short form content scrolling, ana their own imagination, and ana time hata ya ku introspect ama kufikiria, because maybe anahitaji kuwork kutoka asubuhi hadi jioni ndio apate a meal na apate chakula ya kulisha na familia na lipie nyumba. At the end of the day, pesa zake zimeisha na maisha yake imeisha hivyo bila ku realize chenye angeweza ku accomplish their own potential. I'm not encouraging people that I'm not to go to work. There's an importance in working, but realize that this thing is not structured well, na kuna watu wenye wana benefit a lot kutoka kushinda watu wengine. That means hard work is not that important, and intelligence is. But that intelligence depends on your own on the reality, on the or if you perceive the objective reality, the truth. Lakini kama utakaa kwa dunia yako na utathink Moses ama Mungu atakuja kukuokoa, even though you are a genius, you will never make it. Kila mtu ni genius, but what hinders you is the closest mindedness of a person. The more you are able to let yourself be, the more you are going to grow. Akili yako ijafungwa, akili yako is something which is growing. Nani alikwambia eti mwili yako inaacha kugrow kufika time fulani? No. Kichwa yako itaendelea kukaa big. Did you know that? Masikio yako itaendelea kukaa big, mapafu yako itaendelea kukaa big. Na pia akili yako inaendelea kuexpand. So, you should hatuta ikawa refu juu ya gravity. Gravity ina reflect, ina determine that hatuta ikawa refu juu each and every time tuko bombarded na gravity kutoka juu. Unajua watu wengine wanasema si hiyo ni genetics. What the fuck? Like the universe is the same. The universe yote and the cosmos ni kitu moja. The forces that affect everything affect us. We are part of the universe. Like sisi tulikuja tukajipata hapa. No. Sisi ni kama mimea ya hii dunia. Sisi ni kama miti. Sisi ni mimea ya hii dunia. Na tuko affected with gravity. Like take an example, ukilala chini, the moment umeamka asubuhi, mbona unakaa uko much taller kushinda saa zingine? Alafu ukikaa kidogo hivi then unaanza kukaa mfupi kidogo. Go and do that. That is an experiment, I'm telling you. By the way, like unafua elewe, hakuna kitu eti social sciences, social hizo ni ujinga, si eti ni ujinga, lakini in an economical way, na economy tunahitaji vitu kama hizo. But when it comes to scientific na kujua ukweli ya hii dunia vile tunaexist, it is quite fascinating how the world really works. Na wakitushajua vitu kama hizi, then hautaambiwa eti kuna Mungu ako pale fulani anakuangalia. Unaona? Kuna maswali mengi za kuuliza. Na ukiambiwa about morality, then kuna lens mingi unaweza cancel sana hapo when you think about it. So I want you to have a wonderful time. Hope you learned something here. If you are interested in this kind of content, subscribe down below. Hit the subscribe button. Comment what you wanna hear next time. Like and please share this video. And if you need a community of like-minded people, look at the description down below. Join our Telegram community and our Discord community. We will talk a lot of there, and we will share materials there. And I'm hoping that everyone is having a wonderful time. Wake up to reality. jaribu kujipatia a lot of scars because we live once, and usijaribu kukufa bila scars. Yeah, that is it. Basically, peace out.